Hey everyone, it's Megan with the CraftyPlannerLovR here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be doing a book review on Onyx Storm. I know guys, it's finally happening. After reading the book back in January, we are finally getting into my book reviews. Who's shocked? I am. So, for this book review, and I will show you guys kind of how I'm planning on doing it in just a second, but for this book review, we have some stickers that we're going to be using. Our main inspiration is actually going to be these stickers from FrolikingBrains. So this is the collection that I got from FrolickingBrains a while ago, and this is the Dragon Rider collection, and this is what we have here. This is everything in the collection, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys everything that we have here so you can kind of get an idea of how I'm using it. I actually did use a collection similar to this in my Bridgerton series, so if you wanted to see that plan with me, then you can check out my reading planner journal plan with me video that I have. So we have tons of different dragons, different stickers, the mountains, we have Violet, of course, we have more Violet, we have swords, we have this girl, and I don't think that this is supposed to be Violet because she has silver hair and this girl has black hair. I think this is Imogen? Maybe? I don't know. It's definitely not Violet though. But we have tons and tons of stickers in this collection, you guys. Like, we're just overflowed with dragons and different things. And I did actually have some more stickers that I was going to use, but I think we might only need this. We do have some stickers, like I said, from Temu that I have, and I'll quickly go through these, and if I can find them, I will link them in the description box so you guys can check it out. That is the wrong collection. So this is the stickers that I got from Temu. I'm going to scooch FrolikingBrains collection up a little bit so you guys can see. These are hilarious. A lot of them have a dragon without its rider is a tragedy, a rider without its dragon is dead. A lot of that is there. Oh, I like the violence. We might use that one. We also might use Defenseless Woman, have never been my type. And this is You Really Are a Violent Little Thing, Aren't You? So lots of references to that. Lots of different quotes here. We have lots of different dragons. These are fourth wing little signals. I like that one. We might use that one. That one we might use. This is Basiliath War College. We might use that one. Lightning Wielder we are going to use. This is Terran. We're going to use that one. Adarna, we'll use that one. Yes, if I'm saying her name incorrectly, y'all can just ignore it. I know I don't know how to pronounce names. I am very familiar with that. So, y'all just ignore my terrible quoting. And yeah. Okay, so that's everything that's in that collection. Like I said, if I can find this sticker set, I will link it. But that's pretty much everything I'm going to be using. I might not use everything that ooh, I don't want this one. This one's a purple dragon. Oh wait, no, we do need a purple dragon, because isn't Sigale purple? We'll use that one. Anyways, so that is all of the stickers that we have. I might not use every single bit of this. I most likely won't use every single bit of this collection, but let's go ahead and talk about where this is going to be in my book. Now, this is my Galleria Designs Co. reading planner. That's where it comes from. I will leave her link in the description box so you guys can check it out. I just printed it out on my own printer and made it to where it fits in my B6 Rings print press and planner. So this is what we have here, our little reading journal. So when we go into, if I can get to the monthly section, here we go. When we go into the monthly section, you guys can see that I started reading Onyx Storm in January. Now that was the fastest I have ever read a book because I started on the 21st and ended on the 27th. That was like 4 days. Is that math? That's not math. It was 6 days. So that was like 6 days of doing this reading. So because it was read in January, that is where we're going to have the book review. So we have a book review page, and then we also have this. Now this is going to be where I'm going to do a spread. So I'm going to have a spread of decoration and planner goodness in my reading. So I'll have the decoration over here, some more decoration on this page, but also putting the book review in. Now it goes without saying, right, that there's going to be talks about things that happened in the first 2 books. So that's pretty much an obvious spoiler. So if you did not read the Fourth Wing series and you are going to read the Fourth Wing series and you do not want to be spoiled, then I highly recommend you put this video on mute, click it over to ×2 speed, and just watch me plan. But if you have not read Onyx Storm, and you are going to, and you do not want spoilers, I will give you a distinct spoiler warning when I start talking about this specific book. Now, obviously, this is going to be talking about it a lot, so if you just rather not hear me talk about it, and you still want to see how I plan and use these book review pages, then again, I highly recommend you go ahead and put it on ×2 speed, put it on mute, and watch me plan. But without further ado, let's get into the actual book review. So let's talk about Onyx Storm. First of all, this book was all kinds of crazy. Probably because I did not reference the front part of the book. So when you get the physical book, or, you know, on Kindle or whatever you're reading it on, you get a reference to each writer and their wielding abilities, like their abilities. And I did not reference that page as much as I should have, and that is one of my regrets from the book, because I would have been a lot less confused had I referenced the book like I was supposed to. Because there's a lot of characters that I was like, who are you? What was your power again? I can't remember. Were you part of the rebellion? Like, who are you? So that was another thing that I was confused about. I have several theories about the end of the book, and I will talk about those in a second, but I want to get like a spoiler-free review first. Also, side remark, I guess, I don't know how to say any of their names properly, so if I mispronounce it, you know, just be like, oh, ha ha ha, you're so silly, and move on. I know I can't pronounce some of their names right, and that's fine. We're not going to worry about that. You know who I'm talking about if you've read the books, so we're just going to all acknowledge it and move on. Okay? Okay. So, I love Riddick. Riddick is probably, or Rydok, however you pronounce it, he is probably one of my absolute favorite characters, and I loved him even more in this book. He just has that personality that just makes you laugh. And there is a TikToker, and I'm sure you know who I'm talking about if you are on this side of TikTok, that makes like Riddick videos, and it is probably my favorite thing to do when I am needing some pick-me-up, is to just watch his videos, because it is everything. I love it. So an explanation on, you know, what this book is about is, the first thing is that this is a college of dragon writers, and it is where they learn how to, basically how to live with dragons, and how to, you know, ride with them, and how to live with the abilities that the dragon gives them. This book specifically follows the events that happen, of course, in book 2. When you finished book 2, of course, you were met with a very unnerving, you know, thing that Xaden is Venom, right? We know this because, you know, that's how book 2 ended. So the first part of this book is really just talking about Xaden and how he is handling being a villain, you know? So it talks about their relationship between Xaden and Violet. It talks about how he is struggling with that part of his life now. And you find out a lot more about the way he handles being villain. One specific thing that I really loved in this book was the relationship between Violet and her other Fourth Wing squad. I really loved seeing them get more close together and just banding together on the struggles of trying to figure out, you know, friendship and dragons and all of this stuff, and the war with the villain and all of that. It's all kinds of crazy. So my review on this book that's spoiler free is that I really liked it. I definitely did not like it as much as the other two books. Fourth Wing, the first book, is still very much my favorite. I will always love that book because it is the book that got me back into reading, and it is the book that reignited my love of fantasy and a little smut mixed in. I don't know, I really like it, and I had a lot of fun reading the Fourth Wing book. But I did like Onyx Storm. It wasn't as bad as everyone, you know, says it was. I don't really read books and try and figure out plot holes and things like that. I read it for the moment. I'm there, I read the book, and then I'm done. Sometimes I have theories and I'll talk about them and I'll like nerd out and geek out about that kind of book. But Onyx Storm wasn't kind of the book that I wanted to really geek out about with other books that I had read. I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was a fun I said adaptation, and that is not what I meant. I thought that Onyx Storm was a very, very good book trying to tie everything in together, but I definitely feel like a lot of other people feel, and I feel like it definitely was a filler book. I think that, you know, whatever the next book is gonna be really great. Something that this book did focus on, of course, is to find out more about Adarna and her kind. So that's not really necessarily a spoiler. If you think it's not a spoiler, I don't think it's a spoiler, because it, you know, you kind of do need to find out more about Adarna and more about, you know, what she does. So that was really cool to, you know, learn more about their relationship, Adarna and Terran and Violet. I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, this is the portion of the book where we are going to talk about spoilers for specifically Onyx Storm. If you do not want to be a part of the spoiler talk, do not listen to this portion, because it will give away a lot. It will give away quite a bit. So do not listen to this if you have not read Onyx Storm and you care about spoilers. If you don't care, perfect. Keep listening. Keep watching. Okay, I feel like that's enough. Enough of a spoiler warning. So I included the goblet in here because of the specific scene where one of our friends almost dies. And I cannot remember for the life of me which one it is, but it's in the dining scene where they're eating the cake and the cake is poisoned and one of them almost dies. So I included the goblet because that just kind of reminded me of it. I also really loved the part in the book where we find Broccoli, who is the little cat. Apparently, I was reading something about like a review that Rebecca Yarros was talking about, where she did not expect Broccoli to be such an important part of the book, but I'm sure when she's writing the next book, she's gonna have to give Broccoli some more scenes, because we all love him, and he is probably like, what is happening? I don't understand. I think it's so funny that he became such a big part of the book. Okay, let's talk about Xaden. Did anybody else get a little annoyed with him, where he was like, oh, I can't put you in danger, you have to stay? I was like, bro, just man up. Violet is needing you. You just man up, you know? I don't know, that part kind of annoyed me. That's all that really annoyed me with him. Like, obviously he was trying to figure out, you know, his villain ways, but that kind of, you know, I was kind of frustrated. I totally resonated with Violet. I love her so much. I love her relationship with Riddick. I think he is just such a funny character, and like I talked about it before, but I cannot tell you how many times I have read like parts of the book that just had Riddick's part in it. I just love him. I love him so much. Let's talk about my theories for who the brother is, because that of course is like the main discussion with Onyx Storm, right? First of all, who do you think the brother is? You want to know who I think the brother is? I think it's Brennan, Violet's brother. Because there are just too many suspicious things about it. I'm going to be really, really upset if it is, oh gosh, his name is escaping me now, but the prince who can like see the future, I have a feeling that he is not it. But because he can see the future, I think he might have something to do with the whole situation, right? Also, we know that Violet is now, like, married. We know that something happened in between the time that the brother turned venom and to when Violet wakes up. So we know that something happened, and I don't really have any theories specifically on that. I just need to know what the whole situation is. Yeah, I think it's Brennan. I think that's who the brother is, and it would make complete sense if it was Brennan, but I feel like he's too obvious. So I don't really have any other theories besides that. So let me know what you guys think. I think I want to have a discussion. Obviously, if you don't want to tell me who, like, just say the name of the character that you think it is. Just be like, Brennan. You know, if you want to talk about it, I am open on Instagram. You definitely can talk to me about it on Instagram. I will be there. Talk to me about it. Let's discuss, because I have theories and I need to talk to you about them. Alright, you guys, so let's go ahead and add all of our little things for this review here. I am going to do, I think I'm going to grab some alphabet stickers and put Onyx Storm up here in black, but I actually don't know if I have any letters, so I should probably check to see if I do first. Okay, I'm going to look at my Happy Planner sticker book to see if I have any black letters. Should I do like gold for Onyx Storm? If I have gold, I think I'm going to do that. Alright, see, there you go. We got it. We got the title. Perfect. And I'm actually going to white out the part that says title, because obviously it's right here where everyone can see. So, don't have to worry about that. That is my review on Onyx Storm. I hope you liked hearing my thoughts. I hope you liked seeing how I plan in this new way of doing my reading journals. I had a lot of fun creating this spread with you guys. I really love how it turned out, and I think that I'm gonna have a lot of fun using my reading journal to make my book review spreads for all of the books that I'm reading. If you guys like this video and you want to see more of my book review videos, you can check out my reading planner playlist. I will leave it linked at the end of this video for you, so you can see kind of my book reviews and what I have been doing in the planner. But I'm also going to be leaving my B6 Rings reading planner playlist in the description as well, so that you guys can see all of my different setups and how I've used it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if I can find that Temu sticker package for you, I will leave it linked in the description box so that you guys can pick it up yourself and get your own Fourth Wing themed stickers. I will also leave Frolicking Brains information in the description box so you can check them out as well. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, read on. Bye guys!